All right. Welcome to McBoss Capital live stream. We are at 9 a.m. September 5th, Friday. 1.5 hours into the market. Okay. All right. So what we're seeing is we see a very big reversal this morning. Definitely not a good sign. We were up and then now we're down. So Nasdaq is down 0.6%, Dow is down 0.7, S&P is down 0.6. Look at this giant volume here. 29% up volume on Nasdaq. NYSE volume is up 13%. Let's go to the chart right now. So look at QQQ. So we can see this big red bar. Again, we gap up this morning, looking very good. We were setting up for potential new high eventually, but instead of doing that, we have come back down all the way to the 10-day. So this market is definitely range bound at this moment, because we also found support here on the red line. So we are range bound right now, and the market cannot go higher because if we want to go higher, it wouldn't have done this. So we're probably gonna be stuck here for a little bit. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. So this is the ugly reversal here. So we gap up and we undercut not only the day's intraday low at the open, but we quickly reverse and we close that gap, and now we are going lower. So yesterday's low is right here. You can see we are still heading down. There's a lot of selling, and with the volume rising so much, I would be very cautious. I definitely would, unless we see, let's say, a bounce today, more than maybe halfway here, then I would be more open to get back into more shares. But right now, I would say this is definitely uh, uh, a stop on buying at this moment. And if any stocks are weakening, consider selling partial positions to lock in some gains if you have any, or just to even to get out, because negative reversals are tend to follow through, um, especially after such a strong opening. So that's QQQ. Let's go to SPY. Very similar. So this morning it actually make new high. Um, so now it's at 10-day green line. So you can see it's like outside range here, which is also a negative sign. Again, look at this. This is already undercut, almost undercut yesterday's low. Um, so I don't know if we'll find support here or not. But usually you would, the normal scenario would be like in a normal trend, yes, you should find support here. But if it doesn't, and it undercuts it, it's okay to undercut it, but it should find support pretty soon after that. But if it doesn't, then we're in big trouble because we are at the 10-day, right? So we fall below the 10-day here, and which we did recently. Um, that just shows there's no momentum going upward. Again, at best we are range bound right now at best. So that's not a good environment, if you know that, right? So anyhow, so that's that one. Let's go to Dow. Very similar pattern, making new high this morning. So the good thing is S&P Dow make new high this morning. That's the good thing. Um, again, the day is not over, so I don't want to like, just because the market is selling off hard in the morning doesn't mean it won't come back. Like I say, if it close halfway point, it will be pretty constructive, right? Because a lot of people will have been shaken out this morning. So that's what I'm looking for. And yesterday we had the same thing, right? Yesterday we were, if we go back to yesterday's chart, actually for Dow it was strong yesterday. But if we It's funny though, Dow didn't even have a gap up. It's very interesting. It moved up, but it never had a gap up. Let me go back to QQQ for a second. Yeah, so we had a little drop here first hour, but then we kind of moved back up here yesterday. By a little bit similar, but today's drop is definitely heavy, and rising volume. So that's why like need to be cautious. I don't trust any bounce unless until it actually happened. Um, so this is IWM gap up. Look at IWM, actually very strong because even the first four bars are continue to move up. Again, it still closed the gap. Right now, as you can see, it's trying to find support. We have a big blue bar here, right? So it's trying to find support. Um, let's go back to daily chart here. So this one also make me high. So we have three index make me high. So that's like looking at a stock that make new high. So there's a lot of stock that make new high today and give back, right? Is that a bad thing? No, it might be just part of the process, right? So if you're trying to buy this morning thinking, oh wow, we're in the clear. Well, you're buying extended, right? And we're gonna see it in a second here. Many stocks are extended from the 10-day, so it's normal for it to pull back. That's why I don't usually buy extended for that reason because you will be you once there's a pullback, you're gonna get lose quite a little bit there. Especially if we come all the way back to the 10-day. So anyhow, so that's what happening right now. I'm hoping for a close where it won't close at the bottom of the range. But even if it did close here, I mean it looks bad, but it's not like it's the momentum is over, right? Even if you look at IWM, look at this trend line at the bottom here. It's still at a 45-degree angle. Let me go to Dow. I just want to draw this out, right? So even this one is around 35-degree angle. So let me go to SPY. But of course, things could turn really ugly if we drop below the 10-day. So this is all depending whether it will drop below the 10-day. Because if it does, then I think this is you can't really draw the trend line no more because the trend line would be like this, right? If it dropped all the way back down. So that's why right now it still look okay. So we bounce back today at least halfway point, and by the end of the day, I might add some more shares. But otherwise, I would be in a whole pattern. So anyhow, that's the market. Stocks on the move. We definitely seeing a lot of stocks on the move this morning. Even now, we're still seeing still quite a bit. So we have Avago reporting very strong. Let's go look at that. Strong earnings. Again, you see how much you give back here. Um, I mean, for people who bought this moment, it's not a good thing for sure. That's why, again, you don't buy when it's extended from the 10-day too much. Especially when it was up this much in the morning. Now it looks a lot better. It lost back almost half of its gains. So if you buy here, even if it come down, you're losing like 7-8%, right? So versus 15%, so that was how much it was up this morning. So that's Avago. Look at CLS. So these are leaders to watch. CLS, same thing here. Look, this one has no earnings. It just moved. I don't know why it moved so strong. Like it moved over 10, 11, 10% for sure this morning. And maybe it has something to do with Avago. I'm not sure. But anyhow, um, yeah. So this is very strong give back. Hasn't give back. Maybe more than half the gains now. As you can tell, this is very close yesterday. So very similar story. Again, buying extended is a very dangerous thing. Okay, LITE. There's LITE. Wow, this one also gap up. So many stocks doing this morning. Um, Again, this one gave back a lot as well. So AMI. That's financial. Doesn't have the strongest earnings. WDC very strong. Also not on my list because of one missed earnings quarter. Credo, this one, yeah, this one is very strong. Came out yesterday. Look at this, right? So this is what a good example. Yesterday it broke out, got out to new high, came back down. Even though it closed at the bottom, look at today, we make another new high. Again, what's happening? We close at the bottom. Now, generally, you don't want to see it close at the bottom too much because that eventually could blow up, right? At one point, there's just the buy because right now you have buyers coming in so that you can make new high, but eventually the buyers will be gone, and then you're gonna have a big down day, right? So just a food for thought there. Um, Generally, you don't want to see too many close at the bottom range. Um, Let me see what else. So, but at least right now, Credo is again looking okay. It is somewhat extended though, right? Um, but this is a stock that most of the time, you know, when it get extended, it does pull back. I think that happens quite a bit here. So right now it's kind of extended right now. Let me see here. We have Penumbra. This is in the health area. This one is moving nicely actually. Look at this nice round base. This is moving nicely on the right side. Um, so I have gotten around here, these positions here. Yesterday was a very good day right there. KRMN. This one is breaking out nicely here today. Um, yeah, very strong move. Very strong move. Next one on the list, MU. This one's also breaking out nicely. Looking pretty good. Earnings still coming though in 18 days. FN. This one is really strong. So it pulled back, and then now we have this strong, really strong move. Look at that move. Look at that angle of the slope here. It's it's a little bit extended. Again, we're pulling back right now from the top intraday high. So again, you can see right like the pattern. Many growth stocks are very extended. It's normal for it to pull back down to the 10-day, or at least it might not come all the way to the 10-day. That would be a lot, but it could. Um, so that's what you have to be prepared for. Um, or you take some partial profit if you have them, or and wait for it to come back to 10-day and add there. MU we talk about. What was the next one? TSM. TSM is one quarter missing now, okay. Barrick Mining to go still strong. Is Barrick Mining. This is a very nice run. Like I said, it's probably one of the strongest stock chart right now. Um, Let me go to gold GLD. You see GLD making another high. Like, this is a nice breakout right here. So, I talked about this before. GDX was the gold miners stock ETF, and this one actually broke out even earlier. All right, so the gold miners were leading, and that's why a lot of gold stocks were at all-time highs right now. Um, GFI here, WPM, AEM, all these stocks are doing really well. There's a whole bunch of them. So this one is a little bit lagging here. It hasn't made new high. Um, EM, this one's making new high. WPM, this one's making new high. So a lot of them are making new high. The financial food too. This is Chinese though. Again, reverse back to 10-day. So a lot of the stocks that broke out to new high and reverse back to 10-day, depending how far the 10-day is right now, because the high is not that far from the 10-day. It's pretty normal for this to happen. Let me just jump to affirm for a second. So this one's also reversing. So this one, yesterday was a nice bounce right there. And today we make new high and we reverse. But again, we're still above yesterday's low. So that's another thing to watch for. Can it hold yesterday's low? And better yet, if it closed not at the bottom range, that's what I want to see today. That would be the best. Hold on a second. Okay. Let's keep going here. ARGX. Oops. We have PIS, that's silver, snow, and Google came up here. The silver has also been strong lately. This one pulled back a little bit. Uh, Google, Google obviously did really well the other day from the news, the antitrust news here, and it continued to follow through. This is definitely leading the way. I think from the mega cap perspective, Google is leading the way. Not Nvidia, not any other stock. I would say Google right now is the stock to watch for mega cap. If this one dies, I would say there's a high chance the market will go into correction. But right now it's not. So this gives me hope that you know um, the market could continue this rally. At least I'm hoping so. But yeah, but this is a good sign. It didn't give up much today. I'm actually surprised with this because especially after such a big gain recent days, it just doesn't want to come down to the 10-day. So that phrase, it doesn't want to come down to 10-day. The more stocks you see that doesn't want to come down to the 10-day, the higher conviction I have in continue holding my growth stocks, right? But if you see them come down easily to the 10-day, then that's not a good sign. All right. So today is a good day to watch for that. See if your stocks are coming down to 10-day, and even if it does come down, see where it closed. If it closed below 10-day, not a good sign. So again, a recap of the market right now. We can take a quick look at a few more stock. App is this one. Okay, so see this one is coming back down to the 10-day. It's not a good thing, but generally in a market uptrend, we should see growth stocks like this bounce off this. Maybe not today, but the next day we definitely need to see it. Because if it doesn't go back, then it probably will go down. So the problem with the market right now is stocks like look at Palantir. You know, it went sideways for so many days. And it couldn't go above the short-term moving average, and boom, it just broke that lows again. And now we might be testing the low in coming days. So that's the problem with stocks that are low on relative strength. So that's another thing to watch for. Stocks that are relatively performing are better. Those are better candidates to hold than to try to get into stock like this because we have no idea where the bottom of this is. Months later it could be down here. Who knows? Um, so yeah, so that's just a reminder. Not all stocks are working. We continue to see lots of choppiness in September. Unfortunately, almost every day looks like this today. Like I mean, if you go back to QQQ, let me take a last look at the index here. I'm gonna go to 10-minute chart so I can see the whole. So basically, since last Friday, I think was the yeah. So right here was the last Friday. We have been seeing lots of volatility. So here we see another gap down here with bounce back and then we bounce back by the end of the day here. So then we have a little rise and then we came down, right? Even though it tried to close back up a little bit. Then here we have a down bottom, and then come back up. So um, and then today we had gap up and now we're at the bottom. So here we're seeing a bar right now moving back up. Again, we may be finding support at this level, so that's a good sign. which is near the 10-day. So we hope to see this today. Is at least we find support at the 10-day. But again, let's go to the weekly chart for a second. So on the week, we are still up at this moment. So that's the positive. Okay. I'll do weekend videos. Please come and join me this weekend and follow my videos. Thank you. Please like and subscribe. Have a very good day. Bye now.